I wonder how straight on it is. Let's take a look once. How come my lights aren't coming on? There they go. Oh, they don't bounce off. I guess I'm okay. Well, I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna wear this on my head and go for a bike ride. I'm gonna put some music on. I finally have Amazon Music, so I'm gonna go for a bike ride. Well, I'm gonna listen to some Sarah Harmer. I'll see you there, adrift on the air, by the open window. A sentiment of love. Folks, this is the P Street. Can I see you right now in my vision?
Wide.
Oh yeah, super wide.
Yeah, it's always gonna be wide.
That's the chiropractor on the corner of Myrtle. Yeah. So if you guys ever want to come visit, Squirrely lives in there. He's got a tree, little tree fort right there in the middle. He got one back there too. Yeah, there's a pair of shoes in that tree.
I only noticed the
There's 2 pairs left. There used to be 6 or 7 pairs of shoes there. Once they tried to throw the placenta up there. Shalia brought her placenta after the baby was born.
Yeah, I saw a picture.
And they tried to toss it up over that, and they befouled it in many other manners, and I was sadly here to witness it all.
Yeah, I saw a picture.
And no one would listen to me, even though I own the place. I'm like, hey, listen, the neighbors don't appreciate us throwing placentas around. We did also have a large erect male organ here on the front lawn at one time, Chip, and on more than one time. What happened was Nick built 2 smaller organs over there in the neighbor's yard, and I said, you can't go building penises in the neighbor's yard. And he said, well, can I build one in the front yard? And I said, well, of course. And there was a lady came by one day, and she taught at the school, and she said, oh, that's quite a sculpture. I said, well, yeah, it's a rocket. See, you got the launch pad down here, there's a big rocket that sticks up. And then another time I was at the oil company. Actually, the oil man was asking for directions to a place, and he had talked about getting to my house. And I said, yeah, it's the one on the right. And he goes, is it the one with the big penis in the front? Yeah, I said, yeah, that's it. It's the one with the big snow penis. That's on the right-hand side of the building. All right, we haven't injured ourselves yet, but we're trying. All right, dude, have a good day. Yeah, and all that. Oh, yeah, she's charged right up, you know. Just 3 hours and she's all ready to roll. Keep my personal belongings in my tube. Gentlemen, how dope. Yeah, so they're throwing a little tar down here, patching up them holes here in Clam Town. They call it Clam Town, I don't know why. That's the Elks Club. I've done a whole bunch of plays there. I did a show called Murder at Rutherford House, and I thought it was a real fine building to have a dinner theater called Murder at Rutherford House. I played the lead Wendell Weedle character. So we're riding Pleasant Street down towards the center of Claremont. Hey, bud. And I'm gonna be down by the Opera House, where I've also done a whole bunch of theatrical productions over the years. Back in 87. That's the Sunshine Cook Shop right there. My buddy Errol Letman from Jamaica owns that place. Oh look, it's a bouncy house. Oh yeah, there's me in the window too, by golly. Yeah, that's a bouncy house right there. And yippee, Trump and Sullivan County Republicans. Man, you can take that down now. And this is a beautiful bullpen, or otherwise known as Tremont Square here. And there's the Opera House. So pretty in there. I think I'll take you for a walk inside. How do? Do. So I did a show in this building too back in the 90s. Mom came from DC, and it was called the Pleasant Restaurant on the bottom, and then up above was called the Tower Lounge. And I did a show, Murder at Rutherford House, there. That was the very first time I ever did it. and it went really well. It was funny, the fireman's ball happened to be on that same night, so I hear all these sirens going off while I'm performing, but I worked it right into the script. I said, I have all of my men in the street right now, searching for the killer. I got my key, yeah. It's funny how I didn't want to lock it till I had my key, which is just stupid. It's like the car, you know. Okay, that's Mount Scottney out there, poking up over behind the Moody building. All right, so now we're going in here. Is that Richie? Richie! Richie! And I'm talking about my theater days. You saw me in a show, didn't you? Yeah, you came and saw Don't Dress for Dinner.
Yes.
Hey, see you later, bud. Yeah, Richie works up to the price chopper. He comes in and picks up the linens. He's a local. Hi, how are you? Good. I'm gonna sneak upstairs and look in the opera house. Beautiful staircase. Think about all the shows they've done in here. And there are the doors to the opera house. Yeah. What's it called? A funny thing happened on the way to the forum. I played Miles Gloriosus. I ain't as young as I used to be. It smells like pee in here. Keep calm, wash your hands. That's really good advice. We're in this bathroom together. Alright, so here's the bathroom. Alright. We'll go up into the balcony too. What the heck? Take a look right up from the old balcony up here. So my first show, like I said, in 1987, was the Butler did it. I played Chandler Marlowe, you see. I thought I knew who did it. I was pretty sure. And here we are in the lovely and beautiful Claremont Opera House. Holy smokes, I'm winded. I'll take a walk down, see what's going on. I saw Gary Hart here the day after the big scream. Not Gary Hart, Dean, Governor Dean, after the big scream. So I've sung on every corner of that stage and performed on every corner of that stage and spent many hours behind that curtain getting ready. Dig out some old playbills and see what I was doing, because I don't remember. Well, I do remember, but I just have a little bit of a headache right now. So, Claremont, New Hampshire, beautiful Claremont Opera House. It's fun to get out. I'll take you out in the atrium. When I was doing Oliver, Dad had all of his paintings out in the atrium. I guess I gotta go the other way. Out in the atrium of this stage, there's a glass enclosure I'll show you. And Dad had all of his drip paintings that now adorn the walls of my house. He had all of his drip paintings up on the walls while I was doing Oliver on stage. I thought that was kind of neat. Bathroom again. Peek in here once.
13, 14, 15, 16, yeah.
Hi there, folks. I'm just gonna sneak out into the atrium. How are you? Good. So what's coming up next?
Bob Marley on
Woo!
Saturday next week.
Oh, really? Cool.
5 shows.
Awesome. I've done a lot of shows here myself over the years.
Saturday's show got canceled because of
Oh, yeah?
Vermont's new travel restrictions.
Huh. Well, you have good luck with that?
Thank you.
Yeah, enjoy your day. There's my bike. Okay. See if we can get in the atrium or if it's locked up. Yep, it's open. So, as I was mentioning, Dad's paintings were all over the walls in here. Murder rides again. I'll be darned. They're doing it. Oh, they must have redone it. That's my group, Off Broad Street Players. And I was in Murder Rides again, but years ago, so they must have redone it. I got killed in the first act as Johnny Bingo, and then I came back in the second act as Bonnie Bingo. I'm looking for the fella who shot my brother. Here's backstage. I'll show you what it looks backstage. There's me. Hi. Okay. And there's backstage. Whoop. Sneak through. Only me again.
You're all good.
You going down? I'll jump on it. Jump on
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Well, I don't have my mask on either.
Oh, yeah.
Don't cough on me. No, I'm all right. I got this on, by the way. I'm riding my bicycle, taking everybody around Claremont.
Oh, nice.
My first show here was in '87.
87.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did with Off Broad Street.
I acted in a show here. Let's see, 87 would have been my freshman year at high school. I was 3rd grade. They did the Pied Piper, and I was one of the kids in the program.
I'll be darned. Yeah. So I did theater I was president of the group for a little while, but
Nice.
then I think I got to go back up, don't I?
You're gonna go to 3?
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's all right. Nice chatting with you. What's your name?
Andy.
Andy.
I'm
Dan,
the former tech
Dan Howard.
director, and Scott is the new tech director.
Okay, training them in.
Yeah, well, we've been working together for years. We're just getting set for some shows.
Have you done anything with the television station in town?
I used to.
Oh, my son has been over there for a year. Lauren Howard. Did you
Oh,
meet?
yeah.
You
I
met
know
him?
Nick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my boy.
Nice.
Hey, have a good day.
You too.
Probably my son Lauren and my son Nick. I'll take you over and show where Nick carved. There's the police department. I didn't do it. You can't prove nothing. Take you over and show you where Nick carved his band's initials into the sidewalk of the church. The day of the funeral, I was standing there and somebody said, "Look between your feet." And right between my feet, it said KH. So, Nick's birthday is Saturday. He would have been 31. And I still have a hard time with it. But I'm proud of both of them. Proud of my granddaughter. Lydia looks just like him and I love her so much. And she's quite crazy like he was, like I am, so that's cool. Crazy is cool. I mean, I think most people just go crazy so they can fit in here in America. Because until you're, full-blown crazy, it's pretty hard to deal with. Alright, here we go. You go ahead, bud. I'm going this way. Thank you. Ha ha ha. How about mind your own business and go do whatever the hell you're doing? So there's Mount Scottney over there. Now we're gonna go right up P Street, the other P Street. Not Pearl Street. This here is Pleasant Street. And we are riding on the other P. Yeah, there's no retail here in Claremont up on Pleasant Street anymore. And they took our cute little thrift store that was called Changes and turned it into Changes Boutique. So now it sucks. They don't have knick-knack and bric-a-brac anymore. They just got freaking key wrap. And it's all like boutique-y, if you know what I mean. So I told you we were gonna come over to the Congregational Church. And I was standing right here and I looked on the sidewalk and there it was, KH, carved right in the sidewalk. So Dad was secretary here for many years when he lived here in Claremont in the early 80s or middle 90s and such, and then moved out to Sutton in 2000. Well, actually, I think he moved out to Sutton in 98, and I moved here to Claremont in 2000, and I've been here 20 years. And seen a lot of change, mostly for the different. Not exactly for the better or worse, just kind of lateral moves. I would say, compared to economies nationwide, Claremont's faring rather well. We've got a Dartmouth up the road 25 miles, and we've got machine shops and other entities that employ the working class, which is good. I think we need to focus on that in America. But it looks kind of quiet ever since COVID hit. It's sort of nice, you know. It's like in the winter when the snow has fallen and it's cold, and you take the cold in the winter and you say, well, you know what, at least we don't have to listen to motorcycles ripping up and down the streets and loud trucks and, you know, hollering and noises and such. It's just so much more peaceful in the winter. We're having a 50, 60, 70 degree stretch here in November of 2020, and Biden has been duly elected, and Trump is a sad chapter in history that we just can't seem to get rid of. Oy. He and his accomplices. Anyway, that's Claremont for you. I think we'll let this be our test run for a bike ride exploration adventure. But I definitely, if you think it's cool, I'll definitely bring you for another bike ride. But I'm not gonna do it unless you encourage me. If you all gonna run me down and shit on me, I ain't gonna do it. Rickety, there's my house right there. That's where I live. Well, we'll go ahead and see what it looks like. Oh, I got a new tricycle for my grandson down there. How's that look? Huh? Pretty badass, huh? Yeah. There's my bumper sticker. It says, my wife's other car is a broom. I used to have one that said, my mother was a travel agent for guilt trips. And I had others. One was, my favorite bumper sticker of all time, of course, is, I'd like to see things from your point of view, but I can't get my head up my ass that far. Now, whether you believe me or not, I've raked these leaves 3 times this year. But if you look on the other side of the house, you'll see that they need to be raked again. What the hell? You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. That one right there still has leaves on it. I can't believe it. Anyway, yeah, so one more round and we'll ditch them. Gonna paint. I started scraping out here this summer, but I didn't get around to painting. Maybe with the weather it's holding out, jeez, could be painting in the middle of December. I dig it. So anyway, that's the house. Ugh. Come on in. Let's see if I can get this in here without hurting myself again. Ooh. And we're there.